You ready to have some fun?
Yeah.
Lauren Spencer Smith is in the house. Can we give her a round of applause from behind the cameras, y'all? Let's go. We're turned up off of this Celsius this morning.
Yeah.
The kiwi
The
is...
strawberry kiwi.
I got you. You're going to leave with some of these as a parting gift. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little icing on top of the cake after an amazing conversation. How about that?
I love that.
The album, we're counting down till, the 27th here, which is right around the corner.
8 days.
Man, it's not that you haven't put several countdowns on Instagram and on social media, but before we started rolling here, we were talking about how special it is to connect and to write these songs and to create from your own heart and see the world just gravitate to your stories. So I want to start with the idea of being so open and vulnerable in your music and how special it feels for you to be so true to yourself.
Yeah, honestly, it's so crazy because I think being open comes so natural to me. I don't know, like, other people in my life feel like they struggle with it, and I'm always like, what do you mean you struggle with it? I love trauma dumping. Like, what do you mean? And I think it's that's such a gift that I feel like I was born with, to be able to be like, I'm going to cry about this. I'm going to talk about this, and, like, not feel shame about whatever I'm feeling. And I'm so grateful, like, all of my collaborators and songwriters are the exact same. Like, they're just in their feelings as well, and they really understand other people's feelings. They're like little therapists to me that don't have a degree in that.
But they give you their truest form of their who they are opinion of a scenario or a feeling.
Exactly. It's just such a gift to be able to do that, especially as a job.
We gotta really kind of pinpoint the art of being a mess, and that there is an art in being messy. You know, it doesn't have to be stigmatized where you have to keep those feelings to oneself. Talk about the art of being a mess. Not the album, but just the fact that you decided to name this body of work that.
Yeah. Honestly, part of the reason I came up with the title was everyone was always telling me, like, you have the craziest life. And I was like, I wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
it's just your life.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's just my life. But I think I'm really good at, like, waking up in the morning and, like, still going to work and just, like, not necessarily acting like everything's fine, because I don't do that. I'm definitely like, oh, I'm crying. But I'm, like, really good at just being like, oh, there's so much going on, but life's going to continue. I'm just going to let the craziness exist.
And you've written all of these songs about that, just being so present in the moment, and just, this is how I feel at this point in time.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
How important is it to feel those feelings, to be in those moments, and then to write them, to release that energy, you know, to kind of just, now it's yours.
Yeah. Honestly, I just feel so much less alone after I put it out. Like, I think I'm the only person in the entire world that's ever been through it when I'm writing it. And then the second I post it, like, so many people are like, wait, this happened to me. And I'm like, okay, we're all the same.
We're cool.
Like, yeah,
we can all like be in these moments and cry these tears and feel okay with having these emotions in this environment with, you know, thousands of other people doing and feeling the same way. Let's go ahead and skip forward to the fact that we're going to see you on the road here.
Yeah.
Well, not just stateside, but, you know, Europe. You're going to be hitting the planet. What's it like from your vantage point on a stage to look out and to see people singing along to the songs that you wrote?
It's like stupid. It's just wild. I feel like that's every artist's dream growing up, is like having people sing your songs. And even like, I feel like my fans are so dedicated. Like, they don't just sing the big songs. Like, they really do learn the rest of the songs on the album that, like, maybe don't have as many streams, but they're still just as important to me.
For sure.
And like, just seeing the reaction it has on people's faces is like, you can't relive that.
I will say one thing. What's one of my favorite moments whenever I'm watching a concert, a show, maybe it might be a performance on TV, is when the camera maybe pans to that person that kind of thinks that they know the lyrics, but then they don't.
No, there's a lot of like boyfriends and stuff that will be there. Us. And like, they're always way taller than everyone else, and they're either not singing along or like half singing. And then I always make eye contact with them the second they don't know the words, and I'm like, you let me down.
Yeah.
You really let me down.
But to have that one-on-one connection with your fans, and it very much is a personal connection. I mean, you're crying the real tears, just like we've kind of said here in the conversation. They're crying the real tears also. How powerful are words, and how big of a responsibility is it for you as a creator to make sure that you understand how powerful words can be?
Yeah, sometimes I get a little scared because I'm like, oh, like, especially I'm writing these songs about people. Like, there's definitely repercussions sometimes of being that honest. But like, I know if I say something, like, it can have an impact on other people, whether it's like positive or negative. And so sometimes I'm like, I get a little scared knowing that like the pen means something to people.
Really, truly does. But there are some times where those people who you're writing about don't quite know that they're, I mean,
they don't.
Even
if they do find out, like,
infer.
deny.
No, what are you talking about? That was a story I heard from a friend.
That's about somebody else.
That was about somebody else. But let's speak hyper specific about one song that you have been open and honest about in Bridesmaid.
Yeah.
That is about a true and as everything is in your music relationship. Therapeutic, is that a word? Is it is it relief? Is it just your way of being able to get these feelings out and to move on from them?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm not over a situation until I write about it. And then I cry the whole way home listening to the song.
Yeah.
I cry to the song for weeks. And I'm like, okay, now I'm in a teeth. And then the internet has it. And then it's everyone else's. So occasionally there's a few that I'm like, oh, I'm not over that one. But I'm normally like, I've sat with it for a sec before it comes out.
Yeah, we were kind of saying that before we started rolling the cameras. It is a weird concept. By the time we get to press play on a record, like, you've had this already felt, done, moved on from, and then we get to the point where we are touring and then you are having to relive these emotions. But you said something to me before we got going here about how it's tough, but you're able to focus on some other things so that way you don't get so wrapped up in reliving that heartfelt emotion.
I'm such a perfectionist that, like, if I sing one wrong note, like, the whole show is bad. I'll come off stage, everyone's like, it's so great. And I'm like, I sung, like, that one verse, like, I was pitchy. Like, I get so in my head about it that I'm like, the whole show, I'm literally thinking, like, oh, goodness, like, Pray just started coming. Like, I better hit, like, the G in the bridge. Like, I'm literally, like, I'm so in my head about it that, like, it does take me, like, sometimes seeing a sign.
Yeah.
Or, like, seeing somebody cry and then being like, oh, my God. This is a song and this is a sad song and now I'm sad. Like, so it's a little helpful because it takes me out of the I would just be crying the whole show if I wasn't doing that.
If you do feel like you've messed up a tiny bit, just understand, go back to what the title of the album is. There is art in that messiness.
Yeah.
You know, and it's who you are. And us as fans, we are loving what you are doing, not because it's awesome to strive for perfection. I think we all should. Yeah. But you're not, and you're just a human being, and you're there for us to be able to be our therapist, just like your collaborators, your friends, the folks that you rely on in the studio. Let's talk about some of those friends, because you have some folks that really mean the most to you that help you bring this stuff to life.
Yeah, honestly, my favorite person to collaborate with in the entire world, his name is Thomas Daniel.
Yeah.
And he lives in Nashville. And when I went out to Nashville to songwrite, it was my first time kind of going to Nashville to do it. And I met up
What were you doing other times in Nashville? Was it like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, cowboy has white boots. Here we go. Broadway.
No.
Okay.
One time I did go on Broadway and it ended badly. And now I'm
now
sober and I don't go out. Yeah.
There you go, girlfriend.
But I wrote with him, Laura Veltz, Steve Rush, and Jimmy Robbins.
Okay.
And I've written with so many people, and sometimes you just write with people and you just connect with them on such a personal level on so many different ways, and the room just feels so different. And like all three of the songs that I wrote specifically with them, like, I want to be like adopted into their family. Like, I want I want Laura to be my mother. Like, adopt me. Like, Thomas can be my older brother. Like, Jimmy can also be my older brother, and like Steve's like my dad. Like, I'm like, please adopt me.
When you find that, and as we put a bow on the conversation, when you find that community, you know, how special is it? Because you have built that community, us as fans. But how special is it for you to find that community to help you become your best self? Yeah,
honestly, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to like open up about the things that I opened up about without them. Yeah. Like, even sometimes I'm like, oh, let's write this song, and like, if it's, I don't know, about a best friend breakup, and like my songwriter's like a guy that's not that emotional, like he hasn't been through that, so he's not gonna, get it. And specifically the songs I had written with them in Nashville, like, they had been through the exact same thing that I just felt so understood immediately, and felt like they were just like taking the words right out of my mouth of exactly what I wanted to say.
The last question, dude, how proud are you of this body of work? And that, we are counting down the hours, the days, the minutes for the world to get this chapter?
I'm so proud. I'm so happy. I can't wait for everyone to have the music and listen to all the songs and feel all their feelings.
Yeah, there it is. We're going to feel them all. I mean, if you're feeling them, we're feeling them, dude.
Exactly.
Was that good enough to where you can leave with a couple of these Celsius as a parting gifts?
I'm stoked.
All right, there we go. Hey, now give it up for Lauren Spencer-Smith. You're a gem, homie.
Thank you.